Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And some parts of South Florida are seeing those king tides. Here's video from Haulover Beach this morning, and more king tides are expected in the days to come.
Let's get to Next Weather. Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera. Ivan.
Yeah, I'm glad we showed that because that's exactly what's been happening pretty much every tide cycle, every high tide cycle through the last several days because of the new moon. King tides, we call it, right through the end of the year. We peaked last month with the cycles, but still levels high enough to cause the issues you saw there. And I think a little bit more so through tonight and tomorrow, and then we'll get back into better conditions towards the end of the week until the next new moon in a couple of, or next full moon, I should say, in the next couple of weeks. All right, next radar network. What's going on here? Well, not much. We put the clouds on here as well. You're just seeing some puffy cumulus clouds out there. They don't have much to work with up above. It's very dry, and that is basically our dry season here. And it's not going to amount to much, but we do have a little more moisture to perhaps squeeze out a couple showers here. That would be it. 83 to 85, the current temperature right now. We hit 87 at the airport. Not a record high today. Yesterday we hit 89, and that certainly was time back, the one in 2019. All right, so we talked about the development chances here. We'll get this out of the way because, again, this is not going to be an issue for us. This is a westerly moving tropical wave that could develop into a tropical depression and then eventually could have down the line towards next week perhaps some impacts here in Central America. For us, the action will be this front that will try to move in a little moisture that I showed you there in the Gulf, but that would just basically translate to a couple of showers as the sea breezes get going here, but it's not going to be anything organized and nothing widespread. In fact, I don't see any big rain in our future or any big cold fronts that would bring us, nice, refreshingly cool air and dry conditions here. So we're going to pretty much stay as we are heading through the weekend. For on the water issues here, we're going to have the rip current again, a problem because we're going to have that strong easterly flow here and some boating issues. But for the rest of us here on land, it looks good. Next 3 days, we'll put this in motion, be able to see again. You have to kind of watch closely here. The models, particularly this time of year, sometimes have a hard time when it's this dry to depict, the showers that could develop here. So at any time with that northeast flow, we could see a couple of isolated coastal showers, and that will continue through the weekend as the strong wind begins to take over here. All right, so the tide cycles for tonight, 10:53 there, 12:26, and for tomorrow, these will not be as significant or as high as we've had them the last couple of days as we're getting away from our new moon here. But there you see coastal statements still in effect for Broward and into Miami-Dade, with the numbers for tonight still looking good. Low 70s, not as cool as this morning with upper 60s, and then we'll get temperatures a couple of degrees above average for this time of year. That'll take us into the mid and upper 80s with light breezes here and not much in the way of precip. Take you through the end of October. Temps in the mid 80s for Halloween itself, looking good. 87, warm, humid, and that is the case for Tuesday and Wednesday for next week as well.